Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gorilla and the Geek, the podcast for sweaty nerds by sweaty nerds. My name is Kyle from Geeks Weekly, and I am here with my guy, Johnny Streams, Johnny Stees, Johnny Falls, John the Ginger Gorilla. John, how you doing?
Yo, for a second, I got really confused to what happened when you were starting to hit like the I was like, crap, did like my computer crash or something? But I'm doing really well. Also, you don't have to put in the Johnny's Falls there. That really hurt my feelings. Thank God there's no fall damage in Call of Duty, just a million other things to piss you off. Yeah.
Well, on that note, I feel like we should just go ahead and get started because I've had this topic for about 2 weeks now, and I've been dying to talk about it. You down?
I'm ready.
All right, so for those of you who don't know, and let me just pull up something real quick just so I make sure I have the stats in front of me. A brand new Charlie's Angels movie just released, and from the looks of its box office revenue, I'd assume that a lot of you don't know, actually.
Yo,
So,
I got a cheesy grin on my face right now.
so the and, uh, I'm just gonna get right into it. So this movie so far in the United States and Canada has grossed $16 million. Worldwide, it has grossed $29.8 million, which means that its worldwide total is $45.8 million. Now, some people don't realize this, but usually any movie makes its money within really the first 2 to 3 weeks. It usually has a big opening weekend because that's when people are most anticipating this film. They rush out to see it, and then the attendance kind of teeters off from there. The first week of this film, I believe it grossed $8 million. Now, just for reference, I believe I just need to get this budget real quick. Do.
So the thing I'm already thinking is it's way under budget, or
Yeah.
just made it right over the budget,
Yeah.
where it's
Oh,
like no one's probably happy about this.
well, hold on. Hold one sec. Um, so I believe its budget was 30. Oh no, oof, yikes. Its budget was between 48 to $55 million.
Oh wait, and it only made 45.
Yeah. Now, so here's
Oh
the thing.
my god.
Some people may be thinking, wait, hold on, but that means it's about to make its money back. That's not how the movie industry works, unfortunately. So the way it usually works is a studio has to double the amount of money that the movie cost in order to break even. And then everything from there is a gross profit. Because the budget doesn't just include the cost of making the movie, it's the cost of advertising, which, spoiler alert, I don't think that they did a lot. And the cost to get it into however many theaters it was put into. So this movie is going to lose the studio a shit ton of money. At least we're looking at possibility of a $50 million loss. And that sucks. There's no other way to put it. That is awful. The movie is sitting at a whopping 54% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which means well over almost 50-50 in terms of people liking it to disliking it in terms of the critics. Now let's get to the part that I want to discuss. Elizabeth Banks, for those of you who don't know, is an actress. She also wrote and produced this film. Did she direct it as well? Yep, directed it as well. And she
Got a lot
had
of
some.
stake in the game.
Yeah, she had a lot of stakes in this movie, and I totally get anyone being salty about this. However, the issue is, if you're salty, don't give interviews when you're mad, because you'll wind up sounding like she unfortunately did. So here's a quote. Look, people have to buy tickets to this movie too. This movie has to make money. If this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies. Later on, she claimed, I'm not going to go over all the quotes, but she later claimed that people only went to see Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman because they are a part of a grander comic book genre, which, according to her, is owned by men, or is for men, rather. She also said that, here's a direct quote: "You've had 37 Spider-Man movies and you're not complaining. I think women are allowed to have one or two action franchises every 17 years. I feel totally fine with that." All right, so let me get started. I have brought some objective facts to the table, John, as you know I like to do,
Yes.
because I think in conversations like these, it's dangerous to throw out just buzzwords like sexism. So, I'm going to give you the box office results for three different movies that were not comic book movies and were in fact all original ideas,
Is
except
it
for one.
is it weird? I'm so excited for this.
So yeah, no, I totally get you because I'm happy that I have to talk about this 2 weeks after the fact because I was fuming the first day that I read those quotes. So the first movie I'd like to discuss was a film that came out last year, Tomb Raider. Now this is a reboot, much like Charlie's Angels. However, unlike Charlie's Angels, this comes from a video game franchise, whereas Charlie's Angels started off, I believe, in the 70s as a TV show. So, Tomb Raider, John, do you know how much this movie grossed?
I have no clue, but I
So,
assume more than 45 million.
in the U.S., it grossed $58 million.
Okay.
But do you want to know how much it grossed worldwide, John?
Yes, I would like to know that.
$216.4 million.
All right. So boom.
Now, next one I'd like to discuss is a movie that came out the year before, Atomic Blonde, starring Charlize Theron, who's an incredible actress. Kind of hope that she gets her own Mad Max movie just about her Furiosa character. I think that'd be awesome. Now,
Yeah, but men don't want to see women action
God
movies.
damn it. God damn it. Now, Atomic Blonde, its budget was $30 million, and it grossed $100 million.
So it made a profit because double of 30 is 60, so they made a $40 million profit there, people.
All right. Now, you want to hear? You want to see the Big Daddy?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
The megalodon of female-led action movies.
Throw that last pile of dirt on this grave, bro.
All right. A film back in 2014, which I thought was very fun, called Lucy, starring none other than Scarlett Johansson, who we now knew as of this movie was a true box office draw. So, the budget was $40 million, John. Would you like to guess how much this movie made?
Yo, I'm going to say 200.
Silly boy. So, Lucy in the United States alone, actually in North America alone, grossed $126.7 million.
Holy crap.
Do you want to know how much it made in other territories, John?
How much?
$336.7 million.
Wow.
For a worldwide total of 463.4 million US dollars.
Wow. I never saw that movie.
They times 10. They did a multiplication up there.
Look at man, Jesus, you are losing your mind right now.
So sorry about this, guys. This is our second take recording this. Our recording software stopped because
computers.
We're not
and
tech geniuses.
You know what the annoying thing was? Like I was so deep into that conversation that I wasn't like glancing at the time, like I normally would. Because like normally I'll like look at the time, and be like, okay, where are we at? Like blah blah blah. And here we are. Now we have to talk about the same thing over again, kind of.
And we were kind of deep into the conversation.
All right. So we left off where you mentioned how much Lucy made.
Yeah. Just in case I'm not sure if it got cut off at all, but just to reiterate, $463.4 million Lucy made.
And I said, wow, that's a crazy amount. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, which is a slobber knocker of a number.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Sorry.
Oh.
I'm frazzled, bro. I'm trying to find new content to say.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating, people. I'm sweating.
Gosh.
Oh, God. Where do we go?
I had discussed already the quotes, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, yeah. I'm so upset. The content was fire. God damn it.
Oh
man.
Lord.
Now I know how like my other podcasts that I actually listen to, IRL, I know how they feel whenever they have to re-record.
Because it's just so disappointing.
Yeah, especially if the conversation's fire.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're back, boys. So, I have some theories as to why this movie failed. Now, I can't necessarily explain why it failed so spectacularly, but there's a bunch of factors. So I think all those combined could tell the story as to why this movie made it as little money as it did. Number one, movies need to be marketed well in order to make money. Charlie's Angels is not a comic book franchise. It's not a video game franchise. It was a television show from, I believe, the 1970s, and then it got rebooted as a film in the year 2000. And now, 19 years later, you're making a reboot with, and here's my next point, three actresses that aren't necessarily draws. And
So
that's just facts.
I wonder who their demographic was. Like, was their
I don't know.
demographic teenagers? Was their demographic like 20-something-year-olds? Was their demographic the older people who know of Charlie's Angels? Because if your demographic is just those older people, obviously I think they're trying to hit all demographics to a certain point.
Yeah.
But if you're more pandering to the older demographics, well, there's why you're thinking it's not making money. Like,
Yeah, because I mean, if you're looking at older people like in their 30s and 40s, why do they care about Kristen Stewart? Back in
yeah,
the 2000s, Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz were legitimate, bona fide movie stars.
exactly. And who are the other people in this besides Kristen Stewart?
The girl from Power Rangers, whose name I'm gonna get for you in a second.
Okay, so no
Naomi
one.
Scott. Power Rangers the movie, I mean. We
So
have Ella Balinska, who, fuck if I know. There's Elizabeth Banks as Boz, who I'd
okay,
imagine replaces Bosley.
yeah.
Uh, Jaimin Hunsu. Oh no, that's Bosley right there. And Sam Claflin. So I don't know a majority of this cast.
I don't. Yeah, it's like I don't know anyone besides Kristen Stewart. And
Oh,
like,
Patrick Stewart.
okay,
He was in this?
as what? Was
John
he-
Bosley. How many Bosleys are there? God damn it!
Oh my god. So wait. So I bet you he was like the original Bosley, and then what's her name was like the daughter or granddaughter or something. Oh my god.
Oh,
This is
and
why this movie
Jaimin.
wasn't good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for
This
real.
is why your movie didn't do well. If
Um,
I could write it right now while being flustered, I think it this is why.
yeah. And just for the record of people wondering if it actually was a bad movie, it got a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a rotten score. So, I mean, those are three genuine contributing factors as to why a movie wouldn't do well. Now, if you want to have a discussion about the real issue of women not being represented enough in film, we can have that discussion all day. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for women, actively rooting for women to get these larger roles, to make more money, because Hollywood, for the past, I don't know, all of the years, has actually been a pretty sexist industry, considering the events of what happened with the original Me Too movement, with that garbage bag Harvey Weinstein. Women in Hollywood have had a really rough history.
Yes.
Back in the day, it was you're hot and you're eye candy, and then it was okay, you can have some lines, but you're not the star of the movie. Then it's okay, you're the star of the movie, but you're not getting as big a contract as these other guys are. I mean, they're men, they're big draws, and nowadays it's starting to equal out, which is a good thing. However, I mean, I don't have the exact list of movies in
Wait.
front of me. Oh, go ahead.
Are you
Don't
ready?
tell me.
Are you ready for something? You want to
What?
know how like easy it is to get our attention for a woman-based movie?
Go ahead.
What was that movie that there was a trailer last night and it was the not character piece timepiece, right?
Oh, yes, yes.
Emma Watson's in it and it's about how basically women want to be more than just eye candy.
It's called Little Women.
Yes, I want to see that.
I want to see it so bad.
It looks so good because it's
Yeah.
a good storyline. It's about these four sisters, right? And the one wants to be an artist, the one wants to be an actress, the one wants
And a
to be a writer, right? And they want to be more. But then the one does just want to settle down, from what it seems like. I don't really know, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. And that looks like a really good movie.
It
And
does.
guess how many trailers I've seen? 100% more than the Charlie's Angels. And I don't even know when this comes out. I don't think it comes out anytime soon.
Oh no, it comes out this year, I think. Actually.
Yeah, but I mean,
December
like,
25th.
oh god, that's pretty soon. Christmas. Ooh, a Christmas movie.
Yep.
Why are like
Now,
timepieces like that always Christmas movies? It's like big fluffy dresses and they're like Christmas.
well, because I think there's no other time for it to be put out. I mean,
That's
unless you
true.
want to put it out in the fall. But
Yeah,
if
you
it's in the
don't
fall,
want
it
to
has
you
to
don't
be
want
a
to put
really
that
good
out in the
movie.
summer. Everyone's like sitting there and they're like those dresses look hot. Like I'm
Facts.
sweating.
Now, I will say this: that doesn't necessarily refute the argument of like women doing better in action franchise roles.
Yes.
However, the movies that I listed off before do prove that point to be
Yes,
incorrect.
and as I said before, well, not before, after our recording got cut, I said to you that I do want to see Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie, do
Yeah.
really well. I hope it's a good movie. I hope DC has figured out that okay, we're gonna do these one-off movies or kind of one-off, like with a character, and not make a universe. And I hope that almost plays pretty well around Harley Quinn. Now I don't know. We'll see because that's DC. That's a DC problem. But I do think it could do well because
Yeah.
Margot Robbie is a great actress. She makes a great Harley Quinn, in my opinion. Um,
And you know what else, John? She's a draw.
yeah,
She's a box office
people
draw.
know her, right? She's
Yeah.
actually, and
Yeah.
I've seen that trailer probably like 70 times. People know that movie's coming out.
One second, John. Let me just look this up real quick.
So it's frustrating when people just get upset about their thing not doing well and just bash a whole because now when you make something, people aren't gonna want to go see it
Yeah.
because
So just for the record, Naomi Scott was in the Power Rangers movie. Do you want to know how much money that movie made?
how much?
$143.4 million worldwide, on a budget of $100 million. That is not enough money for them to even make a sequel.
No, but was that good? Was that movie good?
I thought it was pretty fun, but it got a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. So what
Well,
what the fuck do I
listen
know?
to the way that you described it though. You went, I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, because it wasn't like. Oh, hold on, one sec. She was also in Aladdin. She was Jasmine.
No, I didn't see it.
Uh,
I didn't see Aladdin either.
yeah, neither did I. It
Those
kind of
those Disney
garbage.
movies have really lost my thing. They start doing them too quick, almost. It's
You
like
think
we
so?
get it. I don't know, something like that. I just like because it was exciting when they did a live action one, right? And then like every year or like couple months, there's a new live action Disney movie,
And they've gotten worse. The first
and
one,
I'm like, okay, like we get it,
yeah,
like
I was a big fan of Jungle Book. That was a really good movie, but
yeah,
the rest haven't been up to snuff. Anyways, so yeah, I do think that there is a big issue with women's place in Hollywood. However, I do think it's slowly getting better.
hmm
Um, and I don't think you can blame just men for not going to see this movie. I can almost guarantee you that women didn't go see this movie either.
yeah.
There is no doubt in my mind that women were the only one that contributed to however much money they made so far, which I believe was $48.5 million. Yeah, that's my rant. Do you have any final thoughts on this?
Like I was just saying, I just think it's gonna hurt her more than anything else because now you're just coming out looking like a. I mean, unless people just take it for face value and go, you know what? Yeah. Well, then you're gonna. I mean, her. I don't know. You're just gonna make people angry. You're creating a divide no matter what happens, and I don't think that's the best way to go about it. Because when you get angry about something, that's what happens. It creates a divide. Now I get it. It's her. It was probably probably put a lot of her soul into it, but
For sure. And yes, absolutely, she should be angry that her movie didn't make money because she definitely worked hard on it. However, the like someone much like Brie Larson, who she mentioned as making money because she was in a Marvel movie, Brie Larson faced actual sexism when her movie came out. There was a bunch of online trolls that tried tanking the movie's reviews, which definitely could have had a big impact on that movie's box office.
mhm.
Um, and Brie Larson is a tried and true feminist, as she should be. She talks her shit, and her movie made money.
Yep.
Good for her. In this case, because I think the accusations are a little bit false, I think this just makes her look kind of bad, unfortunately. And I like Elizabeth Banks. I sent a message to my friend Kyle about this. Yes, I also have another friend named Kyle.
I have
Um,
like 5 friends named Kyle, so it's
I know.
Let's be real with
But
everyone who's
but
listening right
but
now.
but your boy is the one who's on the content, baby.
Hey, baby.
Um, I had said to him, Elizabeth Banks is too talented and too smart to be saying words like this. I I think it just makes it misrepresents how awesome of a creator she is because she's I think she's smarter than this statement. Um, so yeah, that kind of wraps up my thoughts on this. How about you, John?
Yep, I'm pretty much done with that one.
Awesome. So do you have anything to share with us?
Yeah, so first, let's get to our question, right?
Awesome.
The question is, I started noticing that some high schools are having high school esport teams.
Mm.
And I think that's very unique almost. But my biggest question would be, um, do you see this becoming like a bigger thing, right? Or do you see it just being like a couple schools do it and that's really it?
So I could see more profitable schools with a bigger budget
Mm-hmm.
getting into stuff like this. I can see for sure. I would put it on the same tier as like a lacrosse or a hockey team.
Yeah.
If you have the money for facilities or for, in this case, computers and programs to run properly in order
Mm-hmm.
to have this be like a legitimate sport, I think we'll see more of it. However, I think that maybe we'll see it if it becomes like a national movement. I think it'll be kind of like akin to a college club team at first,
Yeah.
or even a high school club team. Some I know our high school had a hockey club team. It wasn't
Yes.
like a
Yes.
legitimate
Yes. Yes.
varsity sport. I think at first we're going to see stuff like that going around, and
Mm-hmm.
then maybe
It'll
within the
pop
next
off from there.
decade we'll see some more
Because
like
so
varsity teams.
the first thing I'd argue that you said was the budget for it.
Yeah.
What high school do you not know has computers? Now, now here's the
Mhm.
thing. I get it. You might need better computers or whatever, right? But they have those computers already. They have a whole tech setup. Um, they have a lot of that. Two, you won't have to necessarily spend money on travel,
Okay.
spend and like do stuff like that because, or maybe not even need as many schools to have a league, right? Think about it this way: if you play online, that could be something that's all done online. Now, is that the most opportune? No, it'd probably be like a LAN type situation, where all the computers are connected via cables and whatnot, and have them play that way.
Yeah.
Um, that would probably be the best situation for these tournaments or competitions to happen. But I thought it was very unique. Also, the biggest thing that I saw being a problem here was the games, right? Because I had to look into it because I was like, there's no way they're letting them play Call of Duty or Fortnite, even though Fortnite isn't really gruesome, but it's still the guns and the stuff like that. The games that I saw that these high schools did play were Smash Brothers, makes sense, cartoon, right? Yes, they're fighting, but it's very cartoonish.
Yeah.
The one that surprised me a little bit is Overwatch. Because in
Oh,
Overwatch, yes, it's still very cartoony. No blood, nothing like that. But there's still guns in it, which surprised me like crazy, right? Because I didn't expect them to have a shooting type game as the game for their team, which is cool. But besides that, I do know that I know some colleges have actually been giving out scholarships for sports players. And I think that
really?
is wild that we live in a world that's happening. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but to me that like just that kind of blows my mind,
I think that's actually really wonderful. I
right?
like hearing that a lot. Because I think that esports got a really bad rap over the past couple of years. I mean,
Couple years. I feel like my
well,
whole life just gaming and I mean, good.
yeah, and
Yes, you
that.
did say esports, but gaming in general, I feel like has been like poo pooed.
Oh, it has been. I mean, for yeah, as long as I can remember, playing video games has been seen as like a negative thing. It still is to this day for a lot of older folk. I think it's going to change eventually, but that's a different conversation for a different day. I think that's awesome that people are getting opportunities to excel in life due to the things that they're naturally good at. I think that for a long time, esports especially have been, like I said, have been given a pretty bad rap. I think mainly due to the fact that people are putting the word sport next to it, and people associate sports with athletics, but that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think it's awesome.
So with that, we move to our gaming section of the podcast, where first things first, Call of Duty, right? Um, this week, right? So actually, I originally thought it was the second, but I think now it's the third. Call of Duty is releasing their first like huge update, right? For the online play. And they're releasing what I said they need to do, a battle pass. Now, not only are they doing what I said they need to do, they're doing part of what I said they need to do. They're making the battle pass free,
Which is so good.
which is crazy, right? Like, kind of just blows my mind. Also, they're doing it in a way that is very, very smart. They're releasing. So let me see how many maps are. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they say they might release even more. Right, so they're releasing 6 maps on Tuesday, December 3rd. So tomorrow, if you're listening to this on Monday, and they say they might release more. Now, another thing they're doing is they're releasing some maps that we already know, right? For instance, Crash from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Vacant from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and Shipment from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, right? So they're taking 3 maps that we already know and putting them in there just to, I think, get everybody excited. Now, with that, they're also releasing new game modes, I think new weapons, and new challenges, and then obviously a battle pass, right? So I think this is going to be a crazy boost for Call of Duty because if you listen to this podcast every week, as you know, me and Kyle have been flipping back and forth, but then we ended up really loving this Call of Duty. We've actually recently been playing it a lot more than Fortnite. And it's just been such a good time. Now, Kyle, what do you think about this?
I mean, I was shocked when you first told me about this because John's the one that handles more of the gaming news, and he will send me stuff. And when you told me that they were releasing a battle pass, I was like, oh, okay, I saw it coming, I guess, because I mean, they got to make their money, right?
Yeah, and every game now this is like the way gaming's going. Everyone releases a battle pass. Apex got a battle pass. Fortnite got a battle pass. The last Black Ops had a battle pass. But I didn't, since there was no battle royale for this. I didn't think there was gonna be a battle pass. But now battle passes are coming. So yeah, keep going. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's cool. That was a very fair point to what I was saying. But then you said, no, free.
Free.
And that blew my fucking mind.
Because this is what they need to do. Since you paid for the game, the battle passes need to be free. Now, I hope they stick with that, right? Because from their website right now, it says roadmap announcement, Call of Duty Modern Warfare changes and rules of engagement. Biggest free content drop in Call of Duty history, which kind of pisses me off, right? Because we get it.
Why?
Like, you're actually releasing something for free one time, so that's why it's the biggest content drop in Call of Duty history for free. You may have put out a map here or there for free, so stop trying to gas yourself up like you're doing something amazing, because this is the first content drop that you're putting out, Call of Duty, for free. Like, everything else you basically had to pay for. But that's besides the point. Like, growing up in my childhood, do you know how annoying it was that I didn't have the DLC, so I couldn't play a lot of the things?
Oh,
because
yeah,
my parents were cheap, or like I couldn't and I get it. Like we didn't have the money.
Scumbag.
I was upset, okay, and it still hurts me on the inside, okay.
Oh god, god damn! Oh,
it brings me back to being a teenager, just being mad that I can't play these new maps. Maybe I gotta wait till Christmas, and then I'm that kid getting smacked.
I was hella tight as a kid too. I won't even cap.
But also, they're coming out with a bunch of new modes. They're coming out with a bunch of new things. The one thing that did piss me off was they're like, oh, we're also gonna fix all these different bugs because technically the game that's out now wasn't the full game of what we want to release, which just pisses me off because it goes back to that thing of why are you selling this game if it wasn't ready for release? Like, that just makes me so angry. The fact that Call of Duty does that. because you needed a good game, and you're lucky. You're lucky people found this game very nostalgic, because when I go on Reddit, I had to stop going on the Modern Warfare Reddit because it's just so negative about this game that you can't go and play the game because spawns are messed up. There's a bug where if you throw a grass grenade, you can see through it from one side, but you can't see through it from the other side. There's a bunch of other bugs that are in this game. There was OP guns to start with. There was just a million different things that were just problems, right? Now, is it like the old Call of Duty days where there was literally glitches to get above the map or under the map? No. But it's 2019. You need to figure these things out, especially if you want to be big in the streaming world and content world.
Yeah.
But then this then brings me to my next topic about this, right? They also announced something else. Now, I don't know if you know what I'm about to bring up or not.
Probably not.
The Battle Royale. Call of Duty announced that they are going to have a Battle Royale for this, and that I think they're aiming for like February to release it, which I think is a decent move because give it some time. A couple of months down the line, we'll see where the game's at, and then we release this, boom, skyrockets again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the biggest thing about this Battle Royale is it's going to be huge. And when I say huge, I mean 200 players in a game, which is cool, but also terrifying. Terrifying for the fact that I know some of my friends who just have regular Wi-Fi connections, live in a house with a bunch of things on those Wi-Fi connections, can't even run Fortnite properly without lagging, or any other battle royales without lagging and having a problem. They sometimes lag while playing regular Call of Duty in a match. So how are you supposed to run a game with 200 people in it?
Yo, that is crazy, huh?
Right? Like I don't know what's going to happen with that. And also that just seems like a lot of people.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of people.
Like I wonder how long those games are going to take. Like I wonder what the exponential drop off at the beginning is going to be like. Cuz like think about it. Like unless the map is huge, right? Then it's going to be terrifying when you first jump cuz there's going to be nowhere to land without having someone else to fight.
Yeah.
What if the game, like right now, it could take just for Fortnite, right? If you get to higher level games, it could take a little bit to get into a game. So what if the player base isn't that big? 200 people, that's a lot of people to get into a match. So are you going to put bots into it? It just seems like a lot. Now, that might be a lie, right? That might have been just a rumor. But I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure that was a thing going on because I've seen it everywhere on the internet. But bro, it's terrifying almost to think about, no?
No, that's like almost absurd. I'm not sure what the point is of releasing a game that big. I feel like that's asking for problems because, I mean, let's think about it this way. Do you think that more people are going to flock to the Battle Royale mode than the regular multiplayer matches?
So the thing is, I think it all depends on this battle pass system that they got set up and how they keep updating that content, right?
Why do you say that?
Because if the battle pass system goes nicely, if it's integrated well on the multiplayer, right? I think I could see that going well because I'm pretty sure. And then also, I don't know when it's going to come out, but Call of Duty does have a pretty decent like competition league set up already, and it's run through their online play. It's called COD League, and it's more competitive probably than the Fortnite competitive scene ever has been, because a lot of people see that as a joke, except for right now. Apparently, like right now, it's the best it's ever been. But whatever, that's a sidetrack. So I need to honestly say, I don't know because right now battle royales are the thing. Right? That's like the new kid on the block. It's the most fun. I'm very excited for it because I'm really back into Call of Duty again. Getting better with the guns, the equipment. I know everything in this game, right? Where like the last Call of Duty, when I played Blackout, right? I didn't really know any of the guns. I didn't know the attachments. I didn't know anything. So I was like, I'd pick up a weapon and be like, I don't really know how well this works. I'd shoot it, hold it down, and I thought it was automatic and it was a single fire, or like it was terrifying. I would just camp the whole time. I didn't have anyone to play with, and it was terrifying, right? Well, this one, it might be different, where like now our whole squad's on it. We know the weapons. We know we could learn the map altogether if we do end up playing it. So that's very exciting. It leaves a lot of cool options open. So the Battle Royale could be a lot of fun, but also the online plays a lot of fun. But I could see us jumping back and forth a lot too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then you get both the vibes of what I've been doing recently anyway, because I've been jumping to Fortnite and jumping back to Call of Duty on different nights now, especially really recent. I've been having a lot of fun on Fortnite again because it is very different. Because Call of Duty, once you start getting frustrated, guess what? You don't get a little bit of a break to get mats, to get guns, to loot up. You're just automatically respawned back into hell, right?
Yeah.
So like, and usually the hell is horrible. Because not only is it hell, but it's hell, and then maybe you're being spawn killed, which just makes you even more pissed off. There's no time to cool down. So if you're having a bad game, that rest of the game is most likely going to suck. I don't think I've ever had a Call of Duty like domination match where I had a bad beginning, and all of a sudden it's turned around, and I'm doing amazing. Very rarely does that happen where you could have a battle royale, you die, and then it gives you time to be like, okay, a new game. This next one I could win. You know?
Yeah. No, man, if something bad happens in COD, it usually just kind of spirals. And I think it's a mental thing because once you're in a bad mood about something that just happened, you're not going to perform as well as you normally would because you're thinking about that thing.
Yeah.
And then someone spawn kills you, and then you start punching at your leg, and then you get a bruise on your leg, and then you start screaming, and then your grandparents like, "Kyle, are you okay?" And I'm sorry, that was a bit of a personal tangent, but yeah,
real.
so like, Kyle, what's going on? Yeah, so yeah, that's like the thing. Call of Duty's kind of like this never-ending spiral of just bad moments if you get caught into one of those waves. And Fortnite kind of allows you a little bit of a break if you go to the edge of the map, stuff like that. And while I think that this could be a cool concept, I just think making it a 200-player lobby is just like unnecessarily showboaty almost.
I think they're trying to do something different, you know? Like
you could do like a 50-player lobby then.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
And actually that arguably that might be better because a lot of things people do not like, which given I sometimes don't like it, is with Fortnite you have two options, right? You could either loot up and then rotate a lot and then die with the first person you see, where it may have just taken you 12 minutes to loot up and then rotate if you're coming from like a easy start at the outside of the map and then to get in. Or you could jump to a hot spot, be overwhelmed, and die there, right?
Yeah.
And that's the two bad situations, obviously. Where if it's a 50-person lobby, it just might be a little quicker of a game. Still a battle royale, but just a little bit of a quicker game. And I think that could be a lot of fun. I'm actually shocked that none of these games have done something like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Even
I
as
think
an
that
LTM.
could have been. I feel like the shorter, the smaller lobbies would match Call of Duty's original vibe a little bit better.
Yeah.
Smaller map, more action packed. I don't know. I feel like that would just be a cool, different way to approach the battle royale concept.
Yes, I'm still excited to see how it's going to come out. Especially since everybody has Call of Duty now. Because I think it would be fun to jump a couple games as a squad, but it's going to be very interesting. But this also leads into my last topic kind of nicely. My last quick topic. Fortnite's still getting all the views.
Really?
Yeah, number one, unless all the streamers are playing Call of Duty. So what I've noticed is, let's say none of the big streamers are on, right?
Okay.
On let's say Mixer, right? Fortnite's winning. I go on Twitch and I'll check that. Fortnite's winning. Unless Sam's on and Dr. Lupo's on and like they're all playing Call of Duty. Given, right? Tim has barely been playing Fortnite. Right? And Fortnite is still getting more views.
Huh.
And I think it goes back to what we were saying a while back. It's just easier to watch almost. It's not so gruesome. Call of Duty does still have that toxic vibe about it, where it just
Hmm.
makes you angry, makes you want to yell, makes you want to curse, and that isn't always the best thing to view, right?
No.
Um, Also, this whole battle royale thing and not the fast-paced action of Call of Duty. Yes, is it Call of Duty fun to watch sometimes? Of course, right? Do I love watching the rage? Do I love watching all that? Yes, of course. But I think battle royales are very streamer friendly because you have that beginning of the game where you're looting and you do get to talk to chat, you get to communicate, blah blah blah. Then you have that action, then you might be able to get to talk again, then you might have some action, right? Where if you're in the middle of like a quick fast-paced like Call of Duty game, you don't really have that break to talk and chat except in between games. But then I mean, it's very different.
No, it is very different. And it's loud as hell.
Mm.
It's not as I shouldn't say it's not as fun of a watch because COD can be really fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's just it's a different type of viewing experience. It's probably not as interactive as
Mm-mm.
Fortnite is
And it's
because of what you were saying.
it's yeah, it's just very. It makes me wonder, can Call of Duty take that spot now? Like, because I thought it would have, right? Especially now. Like, I feel like Call of Duty is very popular.
It is.
Given the fact that, like I said, Tim's barely playing Fortnite. Um, I know Ninja's grinding it because he's getting more into the competitive scene again, but that's obviously on Mixer. There's still a lot of Fortnite, um, like original Fortnite players who are still playing Fortnite. They haven't wavered. They still love Fortnite. I actually watched a Ninja Instagram story right before this where he was saying how he loves Fortnite right now. He feels like it's in one of the best states it's ever been. Um, and he feels like the 100% chest spawn is great. Um, the only thing he said was missing was rotation, which I agree. Um, but it's amazing that like it's how many years in Call of Duty came out. It took the world by like surprise at how much fun it's been, how much we love it, blah blah blah. And yet it's still in second. It's still in second. And I'm really curious to see on Tuesday and following after that what's gonna happen.
I mean, we've said it before, and I'll say it again. Fortnite is the biggest game of all time,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a fact. I don't care what people say. Nothing has brought gaming to the mainstream like Fortnite did. And I think it's just hard to overthrow a king like that. And I know we talked ill on it a couple weeks ago because it deserved it. And the game isn't as fresh as it was when it first came out. Granted, it got this brand new overhaul essentially with the new map, the new battle passes all the time. But it's still not like Call of Duty releases new games every, and people got sick of those
Mm-hmm.
eventually. And Fortnite, for some reason, still is what people want to see.
Yeah.
And the people will speak with their dollars and their views. And according to your numbers, the people have spoken.
Yep. Now, with that, I do think it's all going to be once again a fun ride. We're going to get to witness it.
And play it.
Yes, I'm very very excited for the next week. I mean, shit. It comes out on Tuesday. I'm very excited for that.
Damn, I wish it came out on Monday during the snowstorm, bro.
I know. It's sad, right?
Yeah.
But well, please. I don't want any snowstorms yet.
I mean, neither do I, yeah.
I don't want
That's the
any
point.
snow days yet. It's only November. Actually, it's
No,
December.
it's December. What
Holy
you mean?
crap! But still, the snowstorms of December is a little wild. Um, Delayed opening. Now, hey, I wouldn't make a delayed opening, but a day off, I don't know if I want yet. But I am very excited. I can't wait till the next podcast just to talk about it because that's gonna be a perfect amount of time to see. Okay, it's been here for 2 weeks now. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's gonna be great. But with that, do you have any final words you want to get out?
Go watch female-led action movies that deserve your money.
Yes, and play video games, people. Just have fun and play video games. And remember, the easiest way to have fun in Fortnite is just assume you're gonna die.
Oh,
Play it like you're gonna die.
And you know what? One thing for you dirty no holiday cheer ass motherfuckers out there.
Oh God.
As of tomorrow, the day that we're recording this on November 30th. Tomorrow's December 1st.
Oh God.
Any of you people that are like me, true blue Christmas fanatics, you blast your Michael Bublé albums. You
Wait,
play that Mariah Carey.
You wait till December 1st?
No. I've been listening to this, bro.
I was gonna say, because my general rule is for like public, like playing it on the radio or things like that, is give Thanksgiving its due, right? The day after Thanksgiving, or maybe even after you eat, boom.
Well, Thanksgiving was only 2 days ago.
Exactly. But like, yeah, no, I don't know if you're complaining about it. You people suck.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now, I don't want to hear shit from.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
John, do you want to know what I bought with my money the other day?
What's that?
A coffee mug. Another one. I have 4 now. This one says "Cup of Cheer" on it. I bought a literal cup of cheers.
That's
so funny. For those of you who have your holiday music, blast it for these Scrooges.
Yes.
It's our time, baby.
And with that, I am John the Ginger Gorilla. You can find me on mixer.com/Ginger Gorilla, Ginger Gorilla Gaming on Instagram, Ginger Gorilla Gaming on YouTube, Ginger Gorilla on Twitter. And I hope you guys stop by one of those. Follow, like the videos, check it out. I've released a quick scoping video of Call of Duty that's doing pretty decent. I hope you guys check that out. Stop by the stream, say what's up. Share this podcast with your friends. Let them know, like it, comment. Let us know what you guys think. We'd love to hear it. Kyle, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Buff Charmander, and you can find me on YouTube, Geeks Weekly. That's 2 words, Geeks Weekly. I'm back on my in front of the camera grind. I am filming later on this afternoon and tomorrow during the day. I'll be putting up a couple videos this week, I hope. Yeah, so that's where you can find me. John, any closing thoughts, words?
Nope. I'm good.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening and tuning in to this week's rendition of Gorilla and the Geek. We'll see you again next time.
Peace out, everybody.